Welcome to 10-Minute Sales Training, practical sales training for everyday reps. This is short, focused coaching you can use immediately. Whether you're on the way to a meeting, in between calls, or building a team, let's get into it. In this episode, we are talking about the closing circle and what to do when the client says, "I'll think about it." Now, if you stay in sales long enough, you will hear this sentence probably more than any other sentence. I need to think about it. Now, here's the mistake that most reps make. They either collapse and accept it immediately, or they push too hard and create tension. Neither option is professional. So instead, you need a structure, and this one is called the closing circle. Because when someone says, "I need to think about it," that does not mean the sale is dead. It's just incomplete. And now your job is to guide it forward calmly. So, first thing, you have to understand something important. There are two types of "I need to think about it." So type 1 is the delayed response. What that looks like is they pause for several seconds before saying it. And that usually means they are genuinely processing. They might be trying to figure out logistics, things like budget alignment, spouse involvement, timing. They're actually thinking about something. And type 2 is the immediate response. They say it within 1 or 2 seconds. And that often means it was preloaded. They were waiting for you to finish. And that usually signals uncertainty, not a deep analysis. Your best response should be slightly different depending on which one it is, but the framework stays the same. So here's the closing circle structure. You've got secondary questions, you've got the back off and wrap up, you've got the car close, and you can rebook. So quick break, and then we'll jump into the practical side of this. Okay, step 1, secondary questions. When they say, "I need to think about it," don't argue. Ask calmly, "Hey, that makes sense. While you're thinking about it, though, let me just double check something." Now ask clarifying questions related to the delivery, the implementation, or the logistics. So for example, would the start date we discussed work for you? Is there anything about the coverage that felt unclear? Is there anyone else who would need to review this? So notice what that does. It keeps the conversation moving. Your secondary questions might be different for your industry. And what this is designed to do is it's designed to surface the real objections. So sometimes they'll say, "Well, actually, XYZ." And that's where the real issue lives. Secondary questions buy you time, and they also reduce the emotional pressure. Now, step 2, back off and wrap up. If they still hold firm, then relax the pressure. Say something like this: "Hey, not a problem at all. My job here is pretty much done. The last thing I need is for you to complete this quick feedback form so I know I covered everything properly." So, a feedback form could be a useful tool to help drop the tension. They feel like the pressure is gone, and often when the pressure drops, the clarity can increase. So you can include a question in that wrap-up like, "What did you like the most about what we reviewed today?" And when they answer, now you have leverage. So if they say, "Well, I like the flexibility of the product," then you can respond, "Right. And that flexibility is exactly what protects you if X happens. And that's why most clients choose to put this in place sooner rather than later." So it's calm, it's direct, it's controlled. It's not pushy, it's professional. Now, step 3, the car close. If they still need space, then strategically give them space. You can say something like this: "Not a problem. I actually need to step out and return a call. I'll give you 5 minutes to look over everything, and I'll come back and answer any questions." Now you've given privacy. If they needed to talk to a spouse, if they needed space to process this, then they have it. And when you return, don't ask something like, "So are we good?" Instead, ask, "What questions came up while I was out?" Assume the progress and maintain your calm authority in the situation. Now, step 4, rebook the appointment quickly. If all else fails, don't let this drift. Rebook it within 24 to 48 hours max. Not next week, not "I'll follow up sometime." Tell them, "Let's reconnect tomorrow at 4:30 once you've had enough time to think about it." That way we can finalize one way or the other. That rebooking maintains your momentum, and momentum matters. Now, there's the deeper principle here too. The close is not about pressure. It's about guidance. Most people are uncomfortable making decisions. Only a very small percentage of people actually enjoy it. Your role is to reduce uncertainty and move the process forward. But you cannot sound desperate because desperation kills the credibility. Calm and control builds the credibility. Now, remember this. Need objections are presentation issues. Money objections are value alignment issues. Thinker objections are decision comfort issues. So make sure that you are following a structured closing circle so that you don't scramble, so you don't panic, so you don't talk too much. Your job is to guide, and that guidance separates the professionals from the amateurs. So here's your assignment. Write out your version of the secondary question, the wrap-up line, the car close line, and the rebook line, and practice saying them calmly. Not aggressively, not apologetically, be calm. Because confidence at the close comes from the preparation, not the personality. All right, that's it. If this episode was helpful, send it to someone on your team. And if you're leading a sales team, feel free to use it in your next training session. If you'd like to support the show, you can find that link in the show notes. Sales is simple, but it's not easy. The more intentional you are, the better you get. I'll see you in the next one.